Hi, I'm Nick Zarrow, and I'm back again with Doug Tucker from Remax Selective Morristown. Welcome to this week's Real Estate Quick Tip video. How are you, Doug?
I'm good, Nick.
So for this week's topic, we just wanted to jump right into it. It's one of the most frequently asked questions we get from new buyers entering the market, and it's really about multiple offer situations. Everybody's concerned about getting into a multiple offer situation. So, Doug, what can you tell those new buyers about these types of situations to ease their concerns?
Sure. Yeah. Big concern to buyers, specifically given current market conditions. So it depends on the market. Many markets, multiple offers aren't common, and therefore it's not as big of a concern. But in this market, it's very common, especially for new buyers or entry-level buyers in the lower price ranges. That's where the greatest amount of buyer activity is, and then the greatest number of multiple offer situations. But it does climb all the way up into the higher price ranges. As a matter of fact, the last 3 million plus listings that we had, we generated multiple offers on all 3 of them. So it can happen in any price range, but more so it happens in the lower price range. What I would say first and foremost, beyond everything, is you need to be prepared, right? And you have to assume ahead of time that you're going to run into a multiple offer situation, and not just prepare at the last minute. And what you have to be able to prepare for is what the seller's expectations are. What is a seller looking for from the buyer, and you got to find that out. So a big component of that is the agent that you use to purchase. It's critical that you use an agent who is knowledgeable and has experience with multiple offers, and many agents don't. And if they don't have experience, they're going to get eaten alive in a multiple offer situation. So affiliating yourself with a knowledgeable agent who has experience can make a huge difference in the outcome. So at the end of the day, you need an agent who knows enough to manage the relationship with the seller's agent, to find out exactly what it is. How do I have to structure this offer to make it most appealing to your seller? What is your seller looking for, right? Now, every seller is kind of looking for the same thing, but in different degrees, depending on their specific situation. So qualifications are huge. So they want to know that the buyer is well qualified. Obviously, price is always going to be a big deal, but it's not always the biggest deal. It's not always about having the highest price. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. They want to know that they have a low risk, and that risk, again, goes back into qualifications. It could have to do with the way the deposits are structured on the deal. Every seller has a time frame, right? So you want to know what closing date they're looking for. You want to try to appeal to their time range if you have that flexibility. And then inspections are a big deal for every seller. So you want to be able to maybe add a clause in to alleviate their fears that the buyer is going to be very difficult during the inspection period. I'd say that's probably the greatest fear every seller has, is that they're going to work with a buyer who's going to be unreasonable during the inspection phase.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, what I'm gathering is that you need to have a complete package. You need to go in there with a package completely ready. You need to be communicative with the seller's agent, find out what the seller wants, and then you have to give the seller what they want and differentiate yourself from the other buyers.
Absolutely. I think the more prepared you are, I'm going to tell you this because we represent a lot of sellers, and we have, the way we do things through our listing process, which is an auction-like atmosphere that we create. We get a lot of multiple offers on our listings. And I can tell you that many buyer agents are unprepared. Their offers are so weakly submitted and drafted. So yes, being prepared, showing the listing agent's going to have a lot of influence over what the seller does, right? Because the seller hired the agent is looking for that agent's advice, right? So you got to impress the listing agent that you have your ducks in a row. And you have to understand too, the listing agent is going to be paid on commission 100%. This sale does not close, it does not go through, right? The listing agent's not getting paid, right? So the listing agents kind of looking at the same kinds of things. You know, they're representing their seller. They have to do what's in their seller's best interest, fiduciary responsibility, but they also have skin in the game, and they want to know that, hey, this buyer's super qualified. This buyer's not going to give us hassles. This deal's not going to fall through, etc.
All right. Have anything else to add to this, Doug?
No, I think that pretty much covers the topic. As always, you know, we're available here. So if buyers have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us, specific questions about their situation. We're happy to answer those questions, meet with buyers for private consultations, whatever it is we can do to help.
Well, thanks again for being here this week, and we'll talk to everybody in 2 weeks.
All right. See you then.
Thank you.